Good morning guys, it's Dave here from Perfect Ponds and Koi. I'm on a job where we do a full pond clean annually, so I was going to do a short video to show you what's involved on the pond clean and what we do. I won't do the whole thing because I'm sure you haven't got time to be sitting around watching me jet wash all day, and it's going to take a good half a day to do. And apologies, I've just realised from doing this video that my hair looks absolutely crazy today, but we were at the Koi show all weekend and it has been very busy all week, so I will try and get it cut before the next video. Let's get into this. This is the filter housing of a Hozelock Revolution filter. So on this, an intermittent clean would be to turn your pump off and then turn this to clean, like so. Do make sure when you're doing that you turn the pump off first, because I've had customers that have done it, and when they don't turn the pump off, you are more likely to break this valve because it's got the pressure of the water coming through, and it also won't do your pump any good. Once you've got your valve to the clean position, you then turn your pump back on, and you just go backwards and forwards with this handle to start off with. Don't try and spin it all the way around straight away, because if the filter's clogged, you're just going to snap this handle clean off, and then that's another replacement. So once you've gone backwards and forwards, you should start to find it free up, and you can just spin it completely all the way around 360 degrees. If you stop doing that after a minute and then let the water run, once it starts to run clear, you can then go back to turning your pump off, turn this back to divert, turn it back on, and you're ready to go. Obviously, being as we're on a full pond clean here today, what we do is, it has been stripped out. Let me just move this so you can all see. It's been completely stripped out. All of these sponges have come out and been clean, and the most important, because it is full of silt when it's first opened, is this biometer in the bottom will be absolutely caked in waste. So if you're not having anyone come in and service the filter for you once a year, just make sure that you do strip it down, because as I say, when we first open that, it is always full of silt. When you are putting the Revolution back together, do make sure, if you can see there's an arrow just there, so when you're putting that in, there is then also marks and lines on here. So when you spin it round to there, you will feel the filter will slightly drop, only by 5-10 mil, but if you don't line them up and get it to sit down so it locks in, then your lid won't go back on correctly, and then you'll end up with it leaking. So then this is the pump. It's a Hozelock Aquaforce 6000. They're a solid handling pump, but as you can see when we open it, even though it will take solids up to that size, we've still got the guard in, because there is plenty of newts and wildlife in this pond, so that will prevent them from getting sucked into the pump, and obviously we don't want that happening. We're going to take this out. Obviously all this is going to be cleaned off and jet washed. Apologies for the noise behind, they're doing building work and there's a digger going all morning, so it's making it a nightmare. One thing to look for on these pumps when you are cleaning them is this type of impeller. It is designed for a good pressure, but they can get clogged up. So obviously you want to make sure that's spinning nice and freely and hasn't got any debris in it that's blocking it up and restricting the flow. So we'll get this cleaned up now, and then I'll show you once we're done. Right then, this is all cleaned up and ready to go. So the only real thing to remember when you're putting these back together is just be aware there is a little groove where the cable sits. So make sure your cable is in that groove, otherwise when you put the lid back down it will crimp the cable, and I have had customers that have done that, and then it leads to a broken pump, unfortunately. So that's the main thing to remember, and then you're all ready to go. Right then, we're now going to change the UV bulb. So we've got 5 of these screws that need to be undone and taken out. please be aware, don't lose these screws, because I have been known to put them down next to the filter in the grass or bush or something, or drop them, and then if you don't have them, you can't put it back in and your filter will leak. So Hozelock, I'm not sure if they actually designed it for it, but if you look in between here, there's a lovely little guard section where they can't roll out or anything, so it's ideal for keeping them in there. Right then, them screws are all out, so this lid, trying to do it one-handed is never the easiest. We'll then lift up, and that is your quart sleeve. So do be very careful when you're taking it out that you're doing it in a safe area where you can put it down and not smash the quart sleeve. I will just put it down now, and then we'll show you what we're doing to get the UV bulb changed. Right then, once you've undone this and taken it off, and you're going to try and get the quart sleeve out, if this is in very tight and it won't come out freely, the best thing I've found to do is if you just get a hairdryer and just lightly warm it up, it will just make the rubber seal a bit more supple, so then it should just slide straight out like that, and you don't risk cracking the quart sleeve. We're then obviously going to pop the bulb out, keep hold of this cover and this end cap, put them onto the new bulb, and then we'll put it back together. It's all ready to go back on now. Make sure the glass is nice and clear and clean, ready to go back in. Right, and once you're all sorted and got it back together, if you just pop it on for a couple of seconds, there is a little sight glass there, which once it's turned on and working, that should glow blue. The best time to look at it is night time. It's really obvious in the dark that it's glowing blue and your UV's working. If that's ever not glowing blue, then your pond is going to go green. Right guys, we're on the second pond. We've emptied it out and drained it all down, so let's get the jet wash back out and get stuck into this. And we are done. All clean on this little pond. We just cleaned all the river down as well, so got the hose back in and we're just filling. I didn't mention earlier, but this customer did actually used to have fish oil in this pond, but unfortunately they got taken by an otter, so being as we relined it and rebuilt all the waterfall and everything for them, they just decided to keep it as a nice feature. Well then, it's 2 o'clock. We got here about 8:30 this morning. The 2 ponds are all done, and you're probably thinking, Dave, what are you going to do with the rest of the day? Well, on the front garden, let me just spin the camera around for you, and we will show you what we're cleaning next at this property. So we've got this lovely waterfall in the front garden. Starts all the way back up there in the bushes and comes down to a hidden reservoir in the bottom. Unfortunately, I think the well overdue a clean. Running very slow on a little trickle, so going to get it all jet washed down and get it clean. And that's a wrap. We're all done for today, guys. Cheers for watching, and we'll see you next time.